Welcome back. Now, in recent years, Nigeria has witnessed a worrying rise in suicide cases, especially among young people, and it paints quite a grim picture. And so we'll be treating the rising cases of suicide among youths in Nigeria. We're joined by Evelyn Ona. She's a psychologist. You're welcome to the program. Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So first of all, what are your thoughts about the rising cases of suicide among youths? What would you say are the underlying factors that are driving this trend?
Yes. First of all, we need to understand the meaning of suicide. So suicide is intentionally an act of one intentionally taking his or her life. So it can be caused by so many things. It is multifaceted. Can be as a result of mental health condition, can be as a result of trauma, can be as a result of loss, can be a result of bullying. So many things are contributing factors to these rising cases of suicide among the youth in Nigeria. Even there are psychological effects, causes, there are social and environmental factors that can cause it. There are other causes, other factors that can lead to suicidal tendencies among the youth. So, coming to the question you asked, the rising cases of suicide in Nigeria among the youth. So, the psychological aspects of it, like the mental condition, so many people are going under so many psychological problems, like when one is anxious, anxiety, like bipolar disorder, all these mental, even depression, all these psychological factors can lead one to decide to take his or her life. Because like the bipolar, which was usually, before we call it maniac disorder. So that maniac is about the change of mood. One may be happy now. In another minute, he or she will be sad. So this mood swing can lead to someone deciding to take his or her life. So the mental aspect. Another thing is trauma. So many people are going under trauma. Many abuses in the home, outside the home, sexually, emotionally, and physical abuse. So many people are undergoing so many experiences that is beyond their control. So it's a factor that can lead to one deciding to take his or her life. Another thing is low level of when one is not seeing him or herself as achieving anything, low self-esteem. When you think that I am not measuring up, negative aspect of judging yourself, that you don't reach to the average or even to the level people that contribute, is part of the psychological factors that can cause suicidal thoughts. Another one is social and environmental factors. If you look around in this country, nothing is working. So many people are isolated. Since we started using phones, our friends now are online more than physical. Family can isolate, community can isolate. When you isolate someone and that person doesn't have that communicating relationship, it can lead to depression. Another thing is about social media. At times we will watch some movies that can contribute to that. Cyberbullying. Most of the times we think that because we are in the social media feed, we are not bullied. So many people are being bullied. in the social media feed. Another thing is another contributing factor in the social and environmental factor is family dynamics. If you look in our families today, so many homes are broken. When you grow up in a broken home, it doesn't add up to the child's mental health. Because today, the partner, the family, the father, the parents are fighting. Next thing you'll hear, they've separated. Another thing, they've divorced. And the children will be, who do you side in that case? Even if you go with the mother, you need the father. If you go with the father, you need the mother. So many problems in the home. So it contributes to this suicidal thoughts. Another thing is loss. When you lost somebody that is very close to you, you feel dejected. What's the meaning of this life? Why am I even living? What's the meaning of staying? So you either you are isolated, or you have a loss, or the family is not united. All these contribute to suicidal thoughts. Another thing is like substance abuse. So many youths, due to peer influence and social vices, so many youths are now going into substance abuse. They will give you a challenge. Can you do this? Yes, I can. Because you want to put a bet. Maybe you are not even getting anything after that bet, but you want to prove to them that you can. So with that, they can go into alcoholic or any substance abuse that somebody can kill him or herself, because that time you take that substance abuse, you will not be able to control your emotions. Another thing, like what I read online yesterday, I saw a student that killed himself because of poor academic performance in Obafemi Awolowo University. Sometimes it starts from the home, because the parents will be trying to change something that cannot be resolved. When you start training a child, you will know his or her level. You will know whether that person is able to, the learning abilities. Some people were born like that. Some have challenges, and they are classified in that learning disability. Unresolved learning disability can cause anybody to decide to take his or her life, because when you are not meeting up, the pressure to be able to meet up, the stress you are undergoing to meet up, it can lead to one taking his or her life. Imagine that boy in the dental department. He saw his result and he performed poorly, and he decided to take his life. So all these contribute to suicidal thoughts and the increase of suicidal tendencies in our youth in Nigeria. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Mrs. Evelyn. Now, multiple research and reports actually highlight that suicide and suicidal behavior are rampant in young people. Why do you think it's, say 80%, 90% is, in the sphere of the young people? Why is it so?
Yeah, just like I stated, the causes, the contributing factors. Most of the times, if you go around, you see, like in our office where we see clients that come, you see that many families are now into breakup. So when the father is not there, the father figure, family is meant to be a father and a mother. And most families now, they are single, either the father or the mother. Some of them, the parents doesn't even care for them. They are not there for the children. Nobody is guiding them. When a child is isolated, that child is finished. Because you cannot even say what you want to say. When you want to contribute in the family, maybe they are discussing and you are not part of who they love. Every child needs to be loved. Every child needs to be cared for. Parental care is needed in every family. But starting from the family, you are not supported in anything. You are not motivated. Nobody is helping you. Nobody is teaching you. You are allowed to teach yourself. If you go to most homes now, you see child-headed homes. Somebody that is not up to 18 years, even in this country, we don't even know that we have grown till we are up to 30. You allow somebody to start from a tender age, taking care of him or herself, fending for the family. Most of them, their parents are not even fit to take care of themselves or the family. The large family will be left for the youth. He will be running up and down, doing everything, acting as a father or a mother. That can lead to that. Okay, what of a child that maybe the parents died and they don't have means of sustenance? You will be thinking that your father, you don't have parents. You'll be thinking of how to care for yourself and your siblings. Okay, some of them, their parents are there, but maybe they are ill. You will be caring for them. You'll be caring for yourself. It is overwhelming. When it is overwhelming, that person can say, I don't want to live again. Someone was telling me last month that her daughter wanted to kill herself because her husband died. That's the father of the girl. And they were still trying to get back to what happened. After some years, her first son also died. And the daughter was depressed. And she said, there is no need going to school. There is no need doing anything in this life. When someone will, after struggling and gathering, trying to meet up, that person will just die. What's the meaning of that? The meaning of life. Life is worthless. There is no hope. It is a hopeless situation that someone without support can't live to help him or herself in that situation.
Now, I want to ask, you've mentioned a couple of factors that lead to this suicidal thoughts. You've mentioned family issues, the situation in the country, academic performance. But the thing is, most youths and most Nigerians face one issue or the other, and not everybody has suicidal thoughts. So why is it that there are some people who are susceptible to having these suicidal thoughts as opposed to some other people who have a bit more shock absorber or more resilience to still push through regardless of what they face?
Our emotional reactions differs. Our coping capability differs. Someone can talk to him or herself and they say, let me just go on. Let me continue to try. And one day, things will be okay. But some people cannot. We are not the same. Sometimes if you are counseling survivors, you see that they react in different ways. Some people, when they have that emotional trauma that can make them to react, and you'll be thinking that maybe something, that thing can be overwhelming, you see them reacting in a different way. Like if you are counseling a rape survivor, you don't expect that child to behave exactly as you. Take for instance, if you are going into the forest and you meet a lion, it is not how you react that I will react. Most sometimes, if you don't understand individual uniqueness in emotional reaction, you will be thinking that that person, maybe that it didn't happen. You will see a rape survivor that will come and start laughing. If you are the counselor, what will you think? You'll be thinking that, I don't think this thing happened. But if you're a good counselor, you will understand that she is reacting according to her emotion. Allow her. Some people will come in and start crying. Some people will come in and they will not even talk. You give them time to talk. Some people will come in and just tell you, I don't want to go to police or this or that. I just want to cancel and take medication. I will be okay. So it depends on the coping capability. It depends on your emotional reaction. How do you talk to yourself? How do you cope when you face challenges?
All right. Now, let's take, for instance, a family suspects that their child is going through depression or is trying to do what we're talking about, suicide. What strategies, what ways can we get them to open up or, help pull them out of that suicide thoughts or depression?
Yes, there is need for closeness and friendliness. Parents should be close to their children so that you'll be able to understand when there is a change. Because we don't have time for our children now. So you don't even know what is happening until it goes more than you can control. So the need for closeness in the family is paramount. Because when you're close, you will understand that this child is going through something. And when you're close, the child can disclose and tell you what is happening in his or her life. But when you are not close to the child will not even tell you until you hear that the child has taken his or her life. So that closeness is needed in the family. So when you are aware that something is going through in the thoughts of your child, what you do is that you come and try in your own way to ask and give support. If it is what you can do, do it. If it is beyond what you can, there are support organizations. You find a good counselor. If it is something like a psychological problem, you can go to mental health hospitals where that child will be given drugs and also counseled and followed up. You don't just relax and be waiting for anything that can happen. You don't allow that person to waste. Like that incident I discussed earlier. The mother left Abuja and went to Benin, where the daughter is, and was there because the daughter said, no need continuing. Is it not better that she dies and leave this world? So the mother was begging. The mother was with her. The mother was praying and also supporting her emotionally and physically in any way that she needs her support. Most of the times, even if you want to support, that child may not need your support. You have to try and link up to where help can come, support organizations.
Okay. Now, speaking on suicide, we still find that attempted suicide is actually a criminal offense in Nigeria. What do you think that criminalizing suicide or attempted suicide, what do you think that, or how do you think it affects the people who find themselves in this situation? Would you say that it worsens the problem? What are your thoughts on that idea?
Yes. It is a criminal offense because, like in the Nigerian Constitution, we are in Chapter 4 of that's the Nigerian Constitution. We have many rights. One of it is a right to life. You didn't create yourself. You are not supposed to take your life. That is why it is a criminal offense for one to take his or her life. So when you attempt and you didn't succeed, it is an offense. When you succeed and you die, who will come to ask you or judge you about that? But when you tried and you didn't succeed, that is attempted suicide.
So isn't that lack of support? Because I thought you said that people that are survivors of this should be supported, should be helped.
They should.
Now, when you criminalize it and possibly give them a penalty, maybe imprison them, what does that do for the situation?
I don't know the punishment for attempted suicide, but I think that everybody going to the prison is not for punishment. Most of them is just for rehabilitation. There is need to counsel and also bring the person back to his or her normal senses. So criminalizing it is just to tell you that you are not supposed to take your life, because in the Constitution, in the eyes of God, no one is permitted to take a life.
All right. Now, can you tell us a little bit about the suicide prevention strategy and, the role that the government, the WHO is playing in order to curb these suicide cases?
Yes, government is playing a role by going to sensitizing the youths about at least engaging yourself. Everybody supposed to, at least, even if you don't have any work, you keep yourself busy, because they say that an idle mind is a devil's workshop. When you're not busy, you will be trying to think about so many things, and you have friends that will lead you into something that can lead to that suicidal tendencies. So I think the family has a great work to do. Most of the times, parents, I don't know, our age, why people go into marriage. You don't plan yourself, you just enter marriage. You don't have plan for your children. You don't have plan for the number of children that you have. You have more than you can control and you can train. They don't have any parental care. They will be helping themselves from childhood till adolescence, from adolescence to adulthood. They will be struggling to survive. Most of the times it can lead to these suicidal tendencies. The family should plan their homes first. Secondly, the family should try to educate their children. It doesn't mean that you must take them through to university level. As much as the child can take. When you have the number of children that you can take care of, if that child doesn't like going to school, you don't force the child. There is need for discussion. Because one of the Child Rights Convention Act say that there are 4 pillars of child rights: participation, development, survival, and I've forgotten the 4th one. But participation is what we are talking about. You don't decide for the child every time. Everything relating to that child is supposed to be the child is supposed to be aware of what you are planning to do. Most of the times, parents doesn't even want to hear from their children. I want to be the mother of a priest. I want to be the father of a medical doctor. You will be pushing your child to go through what he or she cannot enjoy. When you are telling your child that you want him or her to be a medical doctor, you have to bring that child, explain and discuss, allow that child's opinion. Let her view be also taken. You don't care about the child's intelligence. What if a child doesn't even want to go to school? You force that child. You must go to school. You must go to school. Yes. What is required for a child is just that's a basic level of education, from primary or nursery to JS3. If that child doesn't want to continue, you can leave that child and place him or her in a skill. And you have to discuss it with the child. You doesn't just place a child that you want, okay, if you don't want to go to school, go and learn tailoring. No, you don't do it like that. You have to discuss with the child what he or she has passion for. If she likes painting, take him or her to that painting. Like what Igbo people have been doing in the olden days. I think I had, is it China or Canada? They are learning how we are tutoring our children in the olden days. That is that when a child grows and you go to serve, you serve yoga. A child that is in JS3 will be like 12, 13, 14 years. And if you go to serve from that 13 years, you stay like 6 years under the Oga. By 6 years, 6 plus 3 is 19 years. So long as that child is up to 18, he or she is now an adult. So you can allow your children to to participate in deciding whatever thing that affects them. That is number one thing that parents should do, so that they can help their children from tender age. Most of the family doesn't even care when a child is abused. Imagine a child that is taking care of a blind woman at 15. Before 15, she has been doing this thing, and that child was sexually abused, and people are blaming the child. So that condition can lead to a child deciding to kill herself, because it is not her fault that she is sexually abused, because nobody is guiding her. Even the grandmother is a blind woman that doesn't see. It's only what she hears that she used to communicate. So apart from the family, the government, their contribution is far much. There is need for the government to contribute to ensure that our youth are engaged. Everybody is supposed to be engaged. Like in this administration, you can see that His Excellency Governor Petamba is doing very well as it relates to the youth. Even youths are into the government, like the commissioners. Most of them are youths. So there are techs, the skills that he also brought out. There are so many things that you can engage yourself through the government. Empowerment going on, like these football clubs in Enugu. Ogbe, every community has a football club in Enugu that a youth can engage. It can reduce stress when you are meeting with your age mates. These are what governments are doing, and also making sure that the services for counseling is free of charge, so that if anybody has any problem, that person can come up and then discuss his or her problem without you adding more to the problem of the person. So these are what that can help our youth to thrive in this country.
All right. To anybody that is listening to you right now that is going through a lot, depression, or even thinking of suicide, what are your words?
Yes. What I want to tell you who is listening to us this morning is that life is not a bed of roses. You may be thinking that you're not meeting up, but you have not even heard from others. You don't compare yourself to others, because most of the times what causes these suicidal tendencies is about comparison. You'll be thinking that, hey, my age mates, they've done this, they've done that, but you have not even tried. You try to succeed. The youth of our days, they like to eat without working. They like to be paid without struggling. Try to engage yourself in something, and without cross, there is no crown.
Yes, and also in addition to that, what do you have to say about mental health awareness and also encouraging the youth to seek help?
Yes, most times we don't even know where to go when somebody has such experience that is causing a lot of problem. But if you can talk to someone, you will see that person will link you to a support system. Wherever you're listening to me now, you can ask anybody around. The counseling starts with the family. It starts with the friend, a trusted friend that you know that can help you. You talk to someone. You don't buckle up and be waiting for anything that can happen. Let it happen. You start by talking to someone and asking questions. And also, most of the times, why people doesn't even go for that mental health counseling or getting that support is because of the stigma. Most of the times, people will be saying he or she is mentally ill, because you don't want to be classified in that in that situation, you feel that you can survive without anything. But there are some experiences that you have that you need a counselor. There are experiences you have that you need drugs to correct it. So when you have such experiences, you can seek for help. Seek for help. Talk to someone. Don't bottle everything and be thinking that you'll be okay. You may not even know when it overwhelms you. So talk to someone, ask questions, you get support.
Thank you so much for that.
All right. A very big thank you to you, Mrs. Evelyn Ona. Thank you for coming to the studio. And yes, you have heard that if you have any challenges, reach out for help. There is still hope out there. Thank you for staying glued, and we will take a moment. When we come back, Signature Morning continues.